jobs or are worried about losing their jobs. Restaurants, large and small, are doing the best they can to navigate the economic shock brought on by the pandemic containment initiatives.
So the COVID shutdowns are probably the biggest existential crisis that this industry has ever faced.
The National Restaurant Association estimates that between March, April, and May of 2020, sales will decline by $225 billion. But beyond just lost sales, many smaller and independently owned restaurants are focused simply on survival, and owners are worried about being forced to close their doors permanently. In March 2020, as coronavirus cases surged in the US, state governors began shutting down many markers of American life, including bars and restaurants.
All bars in the state and all restaurants will close at 9 o'clock.
Any bar or restaurant closes at 8 o'clock tonight.
These stay-at-home initiatives closed restaurant dining rooms essentially overnight, a worst-case scenario for many owners. 75% of all small businesses have already reported some sort of hit or interruption from the COVID-19 pandemic.
For smaller and independent restaurants, this is simply a tidal wave. We've never seen anything like this where you're seeing a nationwide shutdown targeting one particular industry that's been going on for weeks now. For smaller restaurants and the independents, they measure their cash flow in days, maybe weeks. This is not something that's sustainable for them anytime soon.
Jen Withrow was working for a year and a half at Common Market in Charlotte, North Carolina, a specialty market that included a deli and a full bar, when she got an email from her bosses. Governor Roy Cooper had ordered the store to close. It could only offer takeout and delivery options. And Jen had been laid off, along with 5 of her 8 coworkers.
Well, we're considered a grocer, so we are considered essential as a business. I didn't think that my job was going to be at stake.
Jen's story isn't the only one. According to the National Restaurant Association, more than 3 million industry employees have already lost their jobs. Peter Sherman is the owner of Bar Bacon, a restaurant and bar with 2 locations in New York City. Each location has 40 employees, including cooks, bartenders, and waitstaff. Peter laid off all 80 of them on March 16th, the same day Governor Andrew Cuomo closed the city's bars and restaurants.
It was easily the lowest point of my professional career. I mean, I just spent 7 years with people that have been with me for that long too, and have trusted me, that I brought up, and then in their toughest moments and all of our toughest moments, being the guy that was exactly as bad as everybody else before me. And I couldn't shake that for anything.
And some restaurants are getting hit from another angle. The government-ordered shutdowns are part of a larger effort to enforce social distancing and limit large gatherings of people in order to tamp down on the coronavirus spread. And that sudden disappearance of large gatherings of people, it's a huge blow to restaurant owners who do a large catering business. Fred Kaskowitz owns 2 restaurants in the New York City suburbs in Connecticut, Woods End Deli and Fred's 06825. Each with deli offerings and prepared foods. Catering makes up 25% of his business, especially during the time of year when those shutdown orders came. Passover Seders and Easter brunches were just around the corner.
So for like Passover and Easter, we did a big business. We had 6 Seders that canceled, that we were actually going to be working good-sized pieces of business, 50 people or more. So they all canceled. Easter, the phone is not ringing at all. Basically, we've gone to a dead stop in regards to catering. And catering is more profitable part of our business, and we need that to survive.
In March 2020, national restaurant chain The Cheesecake Factory said it wouldn't be able to pay April rent for its nearly 300 locations. Independently owned restaurants are feeling the same pain, but are uncertain about what the future may bring.
I contacted my landlord via email and let them know that I'm not paying my rent. And they've been forthright in understanding why, but they're not in a position yet, as none of us are in a position to understand what that conversation really looks like.
Despite the empty tables, restaurants were deemed essential businesses and allowed to stay open for takeout and delivery in order to serve